Hi. So I have finally managed to have a copy of my book printed, and I've decided to make this video so that I can answer some questions I've been asked. And I will start by saying that even though my book and my course are called Of Truth, I do not have and I do not intend to give you any truth at all through any of these. My intention is I'm looking for a word because the first word that comes is guide, but I do not feel that I'm guiding anyone. I'm feeling that I'm sharing my experience with you. I have worked with myself a lot, especially the last, let's say, 5 years. It has been a continuous process of working on myself and with people. So, no, I will not guide anybody. I will just say, hey, I have met this thing on my path and it took me nowhere. It was a dead end. This is how I see my course. And to tell you the truth, I've had a lot of dead ends. Like a lot of them, because I didn't have a map, I didn't have a plan. I was just studying everything that could help me get rid of the pain. And anywhere I would try to advance in my life, like career or relationships or anything else, it was blocked. I simply could not advance anywhere. And finally, I understood that there needs to be something that links the mental knowing of information to the real life, let's say, to the real experience of life. Because what I was experiencing was that, okay, it's very clear, everything makes sense, what I'm reading here. But as soon as I would get up and go, do my own thing, I was still with the same person. And I couldn't understand how and why. So through this book, I'm trying to keep it simple and short, okay? What I managed to do was to follow the cards of truth, the spades, for now, and just describe how you can bring your knowledge of spiritual, let's say, dogma, right? Whatever it is, religion, yoga, whatever, and bring it into reality, into a living form that is you. And exactly like the deck of cards that I drew, 3 years back, I think you know it. This book also came as a sort of a download. So it was, in the deck I think I drew in maybe 1 month or so. And the book, it took me 10, 11 days. So because it was my hands and my brain that did them, I have to say they're mine. But for myself, I do not take any credit for them because they were just flowing somehow, if that makes sense. So what I have managed to do was to see that there is some type of core of a human that everything comes from, and that core is not necessarily a physical core or an emotional or mental core, but something that is vibrant, alive, compassionate, flowing, and that has sort of a care, a knowing care, I would say. And any time that my mind would tell me, hey, I'm done, I want to die, I'm in too much pain, I don't know what to do, all kinds of stuff, there was something that was taking care of this body, and I have learned to see it and to trust it. Now, fast forward to this day, I have thought a lot about how to make this video, and then because I know my patterns so well, I just gave up. And I'm going to try to explain to you this book and my course through my own process of making this video here. So through my emotional wounds and patterns, I started being very scared, feeling in my body correspondences that are translated in by me as I'm not skilled enough, not smart enough, not young enough, not beautiful enough, not this, not that. Okay, so worthlessness, fear, freeze, poor me, special me, all kinds of patterns, right? And so those patterns, what they do to people, we all have them, either these ones or others, they made me, in the beginning, try to solve the problem from them, from these patterns with this mind. So what that translates as is, okay, I need to learn how to incorporate a nice lighting, to know how to edit a video, to know how to do this, to know marketing, to post 3 times a day in groups and Instagram and blah. Oh. So then, because I recognize how this type of mental stuff is felt in my body, I just stopped and looked inside, which is what I preach, right? And the core, the bottom line of it all is that I know my subject. I know what I'm talking about. It's not something that I invented. It's not something that I read and I parrot on video. It's something that I lived all my life. So if you follow the cards, this will be the Ace of Spades, where simply you let the cloud of your mind do its job, and you come into yourself and you just know whatever needs to be known. And at the 2, you know your patterns, you know what you've been used to from childhood, you know your familiarities and your preferences. You know, so for example, me, I know that I have a preference to feel fear. I know it. Can I get rid of it like this? Well, no, but I can see it, right? I can feel it. I know where it manifests usually, what is the flavor of the sensation. And there were moments on my path where I was able to decide, okay, no more of that I have nothing to be scared of. The only thing that I can be scared of is not seeing these sensations in me, and when you don't see them, you are them. It feels like you are filled with fear and you cannot escape because it feels like it's in you, right? So at the 3, I will just make a small parallel to the cards for those of you who are interested in them, but you don't need to know cards, right? It's just a map. So the next step at the 3, let's say, when you know that you know something, and then you know that you have a preference how to go there, and you see through it and you say, okay, I don't want to experience this fear. I can let it go. This is the 3. Okay? I know it is there. But I don't follow it and I don't try to solve it with my mind, because my mind cannot solve something that it did not produce. Okay? My mind has, and everybody's mind has, just the tools to solve its own problems. And so it will say, okay, you are feeling fear now because you don't have a good skill to, let's say, market this course. Okay? And it goes and it says you're never gonna make it, you're gonna whatever, right? It says all kinds of stuff, but I just don't go there. I don't entertain that. I don't fuel that. And so where that leaves me is with this let's say with the 4, where I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to live what it is that is in front of me and what I want to do. Okay? So I'm going to stop a little bit here and say that this is how I am going to help you see for yourself how life can be lived. The same life can be lived from a point of view where it doesn't necessarily become easier. It's just that you learn to deal with it in a way that is more you and more peaceful and less dictated by what you've been taught and your circumstances and stuff. Okay? So this is what the book is about, and this is practical things. Okay, I will go a bit further with the 5, let's say, where this is my attempt at the 5, at the next step, to challenge myself a bit, to see what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna die if I do this video. I'm not gonna die if a bunch of people are gonna say ooh, because it's just not something that I want to experience any longer, and I know how to not feed that negativity and all that thing. Okay? And then further, I know that I will be okay because I have this tool with me, and you will have it too probably if you do this, or any other tool that works for you, where you really will, cruise around healthily, happily, safely, the way that you have built yourself to be, right? And then, it will come a time when this will end, all this endeavor, and I will start another, and I will get my lessons from it, and you will too. So this is what this is about. It's not about spiritual truth and stuff. It's not about that. It's just, how I have found things to swiftly be translated into reality, a reality of day by day. Okay, so I hope this was clear somehow. One last thing I want to address. I've been asked, why do I not offer this course for free? If you're so spiritual, why do you ask money? Or why can't I just do it without money? So first, I have noticed in my life, for myself, that if I do not pay for something, it doesn't really have value for me. This is the planetary circumstance right now. If you do not work for something, pay for something, its value is not there. You're not gonna use it. I didn't use things that I received for free. And it's like when you buy a car, a very expensive car, you take care of it and whatever, but if you receive a car, well, so that's the first reason why I know that for you to benefit from this course for real, this has to be a component of it. The second reason, and I have to put it second because I cannot express two things at the same time, is because charity. I give a fair amount of money on charitable things, especially dogs. And if you went on my website and looked, my course is $333, so that means a 9, the 9 being the charity number. So that's that. And then maybe you will see this pattern in you also. The third reason, one of my patterns has been all my life to be dependent financially on other people. Again, the vibration of our world is that we have to pay rent, we have to pay for food. I do not have a circumstance where I am provided with that for free. And so I have noticed, especially lately, that not asking for money and giving like 90% of my time for free was a very subtle form of self-sabotage and not being able to escape this fear that I had, and worthlessness and whatever else. Okay, so I hope this clears some things. If you feel inspired, I will link my website on the description box below. and the Cards of Truth website, so that maybe you want to take on studying cards. Please join us. We are several of us. We are, all ages and all walks of life. I still have some places left in the course, which will start on the 9th of May, and it will take place once a week on Saturdays, and depending where you are in the world, in the morning or afternoon. Okay, so thank you for your time, and I hope this helps you. Bye.